Tzu Chi hosts a rice distribution to help indigenous families of Luzon's Pampanga province. Hualian Tzu Chi Hospital hosts weekly traditional Chinese medicine treatments to help Shuiyuan village's residents. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Marilee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi has been busy distributing rice given by the Taiwan government to the Philippines. Volunteers recently headed to Luzon's Pampanga province to hold a rice distribution in Angeles City for nearly 2,000 Aita people. With the rice provided by Tzu Chi, they can now temporarily ease their worries.
Gigi traveled from the mountainous area to downtown to attend Tzu Chi's rice distribution, though it was not an easy task for her.
My home is located in a mountainous area, which is very far away from here. We wouldn't be able to arrive here without our vehicles. Normally, we carry these crops on our backs and come down the mountains to sell them. But actually, we only earn a meager income.
What Gigi refers to are these indigenous people, also known as Aita people, who have lived a difficult life in the mountainous area for 20-some years. This year, Tzu Chi volunteers came here once again to hold a rice distribution after their first one last year.
Since 1991, after the eruption of Mount Pinatubo, we have been relying on agriculture to make a living. However, our life has become very difficult because we have had bad harvests, so we feel very thankful that you are willing to travel from far away to help us.
Even with a car, these indigenous people still need to spend more than 2 hours going downtown. This time, Tzu Chi volunteer Pan Si Ho and her husband asked a nearby school for help and borrowed a school bus so that these residents could go downtown to receive the rice in person.
They told me it was their first time to come to Angeles City. Actually, I feel sad when I heard this. But this time they are able to attend the rice distribution at their first visit here. I think this is a very good opportunity for them.
We grow cassava in the mountains to live on. If we want to eat rice, we have to go downtown to buy it. But since we don't have extra money nor the vehicles, we seldom have the chance to eat rice. So we thank you for coming here to distribute rice.
After receiving the rice from Tzu Chi, these Aita people can return home with joy and blessings. As they say, this bag of rice is the best gift that God has given to them.
Helping out those in need, but in Ecuador, on the second day of Tzu Chi's work for relief in Puerto Viejo's Pisloy, nearly 900 participants were recruited. Single parent Tanya Marin was among those who joined. Tanya has to care for her 4 children and a 4-month-old grandchild. In order for her daughter to continue her education, Tanya quit her job to babysit her grandson full-time, but her finances were adversely affected. Thanks to Tzu Chi's work for relief, Tanya earned some money to tide her family over. In our house, no matter how big or small it is, we can fit 3, 4, 5, 6 people here. I am both father and mother for my children. It has been like this since my 14-year-old son was just 6 months old. I have been both father and mother to them. I am out of work right now, but I need to work. I like to work. Since my daughter began studying, I had to stop working because I am supporting her with her baby so my daughter can move forward in life.
I'm studying economics in school. My dream is someday to become an economist and be able to improve our lifestyle. I'm able to study because my mom is taking care of my child. I want to have my own place, so that school keeps me going. I also hope to get a good job someday.
What little you see there for her, it was a very big effort to get. I helped her as best as I could. I'm worried about my family. I want to find resources to support my family so they have a better future than I.
Yes.
I want to continue supporting my family, but sometimes I can't. What I want is to work. I just want to work so I can get ahead in life. I need a job. I mean, I'm working right now, which is good. This $15 can help me buy food for the day. In the past, we didn't eat breakfast before going to work, and now with this job, we can eat. Among the majority of participants at the Work for Relief site in Ecuador were women. Though the work is heavy and the sun is hot and bright, these women don't shy away from the difficult labor. Let's take a look.
Women in Ecuador are responsible for taking care of the family. They are tough, determined, and strong.
I am very happy because they have come to do the cleaning. The community is helping out one another here. Women are the ones who are working because women are fighters and women work to get ahead.
I like this group of women who fights for their children in order to buy them their school supplies.
Among the Work for Relief participants, a majority of them were women who are not shying away from the heavy work or sun.
I've dedicated today to helping out the community. Since the floods, we have suffered with a lot of residual trash left behind, and now this is looking better than it was before.
We Manabians like to use the machete because it is our traditional tool. I'm with my daughter along with a niece here helping and working with all of the people. It's also inspired a little bit by the money because we're all low-income family. Since the flood took place, there's no work available to us.
The money that the Tzu Chi Foundation gives us is very good because my family does not have a very stable job. We aren't able to work every day. For me, mainly, I am going to use the money for my studies, mainly for transportation fees because often I'm at the university all day. I can also use it for food as well as other expenses such as books and copies.
The money helps the people here a lot because most people do not earn $15 a day. The money I earned, I will save it to take my children out to eat or for anything really. In these 2 days, we have enough to eat.
It's not just about giving us a bit of money, but rather also uniting us to reach out to one another. In order for the students of Santa Ana School to be able to return to school on time on May 2nd, Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized a Work for Relief project. The principal was worried the school may not be cleaned in time. Thus, on the weekend, more than 500 participants were recruited to clean the school together. Thankfully, with this many people helping, the students were able to return to school without any delay to their schedule.
Worried about the May 2nd back-to-school deadline, Tzu Chi volunteers and over 500 volunteers mobilized to help Santa Ana Middle School clean up their campus.
I distinctly remember on April 25th, we came to the school and it was covered in mud. The vice principal asked us, school is back in session on May 2nd, what will we do? Yesterday when we came, there were only 500 of us, but we worked together. When we were nearly finished, the principal told the vice principal he hopes when May 2nd arrives, all the Tzu Chi volunteers could be here to see this momentous occasion. Our students, because of their help, can return to school.
It turns out that children also want to join the adults in volunteering. This is work that is not done for money. This work has to be something that comes from the heart and is done with love, right? It is important to learn to be a grateful person.
Looking at the scene and seeing how clean it is now, my heart is filled with joy. I am also grateful for all the sisters and brothers' hard work. An oil spill off the coast of Taiwan's Green Island continues to be investigated, with a passing ship suspected of dumping waste oil. The effects on marine life on the seabed are still being evaluated. According to Scientific American magazine, toxic compounds in crude oil vary, but the most problematic are polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, which can cause great damage to both human and plant life.
Within 7 days of discovering the oil spill off Green Island, a cleanup activity began with local diving instructors going out to clear oil from the seabed. Not waiting for the government, these volunteers immediately came to help the marine environment by collecting this oil from the seabed and putting it in garbage bags. Other garbage was also collected as it was a race against time, as the longer this pollution was in the sea, the greater the impact upon the environment.
珊瑚礁的那些礁岩其实都有孔隙。
Coral reefs are actually porous, so if the heavy oil mixes with sand, it can seep in or be absorbed by the coral reef and go deep inside, which makes it more difficult to clean up.
这些油污更难清除。
因为它的组成是属于重油。
Because it's composed of heavy oil, when it encounters an object, it will stick to it and change shape, possibly hurting creatures in the intertidal zone.
形状的过程之中，就有可能伤害到，就是不管是潮间带啊，或者是潮下带的生物。
Sea urchins, shellfish, fish, and shrimp may take more than 1 year to recover. One researcher from Academia Sinica, who has studied the ecology of Green Island, believes it may be the most serious case of pollution in Green Island for the past 50 years.
那在岸上呢？
On shore, the greatest impact is in the intertidal zone, with shrimps and crabs potentially suffocating if they are covered in oil. In the sea, some fish may eat the oil, and so will creatures on the seabed. So these effects may not be easily seen and may be more far-reaching.
像这个油污的污染啊。
This particular oil pollution will have an immediate impact on the marine biology, as some polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons are in fact a carcinogen and can accumulate in the body or organisms for different amounts of time.
化学物质它会存在不同生物的体内很长一段时间。
Green Island's oil spill, though it was brought under control in just 2 weeks, many experts believe that seas around Green Island have suffered heavy damage from the oil spill, and follow-up status reports should not be ignored.
这个蓄意行为等同于谋杀行为。
This deliberate act is equivalent to murder, and it's not just killing Green Island's rich marine ecology or the seabed, but actually may affect everyone's health and even our life.
这里潜水所有人的健康甚至生命。
政府有个配套措施，就是你有一个。
The government has some supporting measures and special funds that can be accessed, so researchers can undertake either long-term or short-term monitoring.
一些研究单位去做一个不管长期或短期的监测。
Experts strongly urged relevant government units to do their best with follow-up tracking of this pollution. Many believe that cleaning up the oil isn't the only work needed, as more research should be undertaken to learn all of the effects of this oil pollution. This will ensure that Green Island's intertidal zone and seabed can fully recover and protect Taiwan's marine resources.
Traditional Chinese medicine doctors from Hualian Tzu Chi Hospital have recently started offering free clinics for residents in a small village called Shuiyuan in Hualian County. They have been coming in for 3 months every Wednesday afternoon, and the number of residents trying the treatments has steadily been increasing.
Every Wednesday afternoon, this team from the Chinese medicine department at Hualian Tzu Chi Hospital comes here to Shuiyuan village in Xiaolin, Hualien to offer free treatments. Over the past 3 months, due to the effectiveness of the treatments, the number of villagers coming has steadily increased.
At first, I wasn't really interested, but another resident told me that they really did a good job. Since I'm going through rehabilitation, I figured I'd give it a try. Last week I came and it feels really good.
Although Shuiyuan in Xiaolin Township isn't that far from the city, they still lack facilities for Chinese medicine treatments. This is the 5th place the team has visited. The team is happy to offer different types of traditional medicine treatments suitable for the local residents.
Almost all of the villagers here do labor work, so we effectively treat their aches and pains, while still letting them to be able to return to work. This helps keep them healthy to maintain their livelihood, which may include heavy lifting or agriculture.
There are also local community volunteers that assist with initial examinations and record keeping to make these clinics effective and well organized so that doctors can focus on keeping this community healthy.
72-year-old Mrs. Tao from Malaysia has been a nanny to Mrs. Liu since she was young. When Mrs. Liu married a Taiwanese man, Tao wanted to visit Taiwan. Upon her visit, Mrs. Tao's chest pain acted up and she was sent to the emergency room. It was then doctors said she has aortic stenosis. After an emergency surgery, Mrs. Tao has been able to fully recover. 72-year-old Mrs. Tao is from Malaysia, and in March of this year, she came to Taiwan to visit Miss Liu, who she took care of since young. Suddenly, Miss Tao experienced chest pains, and the doctors diagnosed her as having severe aortic stenosis, which can be fatal when left untreated. Using sign language, Mrs. Tao expresses her gratitude to the doctors in Taiwan. Symptoms of those who have aortic stenosis are chest pains, breathing problems, and irregular heartbeats. Thankfully, through the minimally invasive surgery to install an artificial valve, she's recovering well.
We took advantage of the opening between the ribs to do this surgery. It also decreases the structural damage to the body, and a positive aspect of the minimally invasive surgery.
Traditional surgical procedures will require an opening of 20 to 30 centimeters. However, experts say the minimally invasive surgery leave a smaller surgical mark, thus suggesting patients to seek treatment early to avoid further complications. In Kaohsiung, a soft-serve ice cream shop is staffed by a pair of brothers. The eldest brother suffers from spinal cerebellar atrophy, which hinders his dexterity. His wife also works at the shop, and they recently donated the sale of 100 ice cream cones to help the Genesis Social Welfare Foundation.
Selling this ice cream is 35-year-old Gao Mingyue, who battles physical challenges, such as motor coordination, to add this cookie to the ice cream cup. He has a weak hand because of spinal cerebellar atrophy, though he doesn't give in to his deficiencies as he and his brother open this business. He's inspiring many with his hard work and commitment.
Every morning he struggles, though he still gets here at 9 o'clock and helps us prepare. At night, he also insists on accompanying me as I close up the shop and go home. If he isn't able to care for me in the future, at least this shop can care for me.
This ice cream shop isn't just for his wife, but also a place where other compassion can be shared. While he has difficulty speaking, this does not stop the compassion he feels in his heart. His mother has been for a long time in a permanent vegetative state, and because of help from the Genesis Social Welfare Foundation, the shop offered to donate sales from 100 ice cream cones.
Now that we have the ability to help others, we want to mobilize capable people to go out into society and do even more work for those people who need help.
These brothers hope that their work to help others can reverberate and inspire even more people throughout Taiwan to help others.
In our next report, we meet a man from Nantou, Chen Po-sung, who has regularly donated blood for over 10 years. 20 years ago, when his mother got into a severe accident and needed over 4,500 milliliters of blood to live, he knew he needed to pay the love forward by continuing to promote blood donation. He organizes blood donation drives annually, urging people to help save a life.
40-year-old Chen Po-sung has regularly donated 500 cc of blood for more than 10 years. He also started to organize blood drives 10 years ago and invited everyone to attend its events through Facebook. In the beginning, he even used his own money to buy gifts for blood donors.
At that time, my mom received assistance from many people. It actually had a great impact on me. She's fine now. Many people helped her get through that difficult time.
20 years ago, Chen's mother was in a severe traffic accident. She was hospitalized for half a year and received over 4,500 cc of blood in one transfusion after another.
At that time, part of her skull was broken, and so was her cheekbone here. She also broke her collarbone, leg, and hand. 3 of her ribs were also broken.
To thank those who once helped his mother, Chen repays love by regularly organizing blood drives 4 times a year. Last year, he received over 1,000 bags of blood in a single year.
I donate blood very often. Since I have no problems with my finances, I can donate money as well as contribute my efforts. I'm happy to join this event.
More and more people are joining Chen to promote blood donation in the hopes they can help those in need and save lives by donating blood.
The government's Long-Term Care Act 2.0 was launched throughout Taiwan earlier this year. In our next report, we will hear from a woman who chose to give up her job as a nurse to serve as a caregiver. 38-year-old Hu Zhenfeng has 20 years of clinical nursing experience. As the elderly population is up to 15% in Pingdong, she decided to work as a caregiver to safeguard the health of seniors in her community, even though the salary of a caregiver is less than half of that of a nurse.
A community long-term care center is established by a development association in Pingdong, where a nurse is invited to work as a caregiver, teaching seniors how to maintain healthy joints, which makes these seniors happy.
If we feel happy, then we won't get sick easily.
Since we are a rapidly aging society, when she decided to serve as a caregiver, her greatest concern was her salary, which might be half of what she earned as a nurse.
Hu Zhenfeng, who has 20 years of nursing experience, has cultivated her expertise and understands seniors' moods. As she thinks prevention is better than cure, she ultimately decided to safeguard the health of seniors in this community.
You win some, you lose some. After all, these seniors and professional nurses like us to take care of them. So I think it's not a big deal. If I can serve them, I'll feel very happy. The salary is not a big problem.
Mrs. Hu sees her own value by tending to the needs of others. She says that she cannot use money to buy the smile she regularly receives from these seniors.
Seniors living in nursing homes may need more than medical attention for their disabilities, as they often require emotional care and psychological counseling. For this reason, a special volunteer team going by the name Dr. Dog brings 3 friendly dogs to make visits to nursing homes. These animals and their owners do a very good job of interacting with local seniors.
3 lovely dogs bound into this nursing home, leading these elders to be quite happy.
I'm so happy. I was going to take a nap, but then I heard that these dogs were coming. I quickly got up and came over, and now I want to go sleep.
Giving up a nap to play with these dogs is the allure of Dr. Dog. Another woman, surnamed Hong, suffered from a stroke, and these dogs help her recuperate as she eagerly reaches out to these animals. These seniors love to play with this dog named Han Han, who, as it turns out, only has 3 legs.
When he was born, the mother bit off his leg, and the owner didn't want to raise it, so I adopted it. The dog has many shortcomings, but its personality is very stable, and it can readily serve many people.
Eager to help, these dogs are quite good at comforting seniors. They are brought by these volunteers to these special therapy courses, where they are all warmly welcomed.
In fact, in addition to designing these general activities, we need the involvement of everyone, as many of these seniors actually look forward to these activities.
Caring for seniors not only involves treating their physical illnesses as comforting them spiritually, but in the face of this aging society, how to enhance the quality of life and improve long-term care is another topic of discussion.
In Kaohsiung, students of the DaAi Kindergarten were inspired to host a charity sale to raise funds. The students gathered recyclable materials to make various items to sell during the fundraiser. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.